if I had to again take a position on it, I'm gonna take the brand name, which is Bitcoin. I'm going to assume that it's the wrong price for the possibilities that it has. And I'm going to assume that the path forward from here is north.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I've got big news to share with you guys. Twitter may be putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet. We got MasterCard will allow merchants to accept crypto. We got big time Bitcoin mining happening in Russia. So the global macroeconomic battle for control of Bitcoin mining is heating up. We're going to break it down. Go ahead, guys, and hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Right now, Bitcoin is cooling down a bit relative to the pump that took place from the Elon Musk news, of course, the Tesla news. It is currently at $44,611. Ethereum over $1,700. Cardano over 85 cents. I think it could hit $1 very soon, guys. Looking very bullish there. It is up near 93% from a 7-day perspective. So looking very strong. And here you can see Bitcoin is having a little bit of a pullback here. So let's see how far this goes down. Maybe it goes down a couple $1,000s and then we keep working our way back up to $50,000. But we are on track according to the macro level charts, as you can see here, the respective market cycles playing out of bull, bear, and accumulation phases. And as you can see here in 2011 into 2012, then we had 2013, 2014, then we had 2017 to 2018, and now we're in 2021. And of course, we are expecting new all-time highs this year. And you can see this chart here shows buy the dip, buy in the bear market, and then sell the top, of course. So I hope you guys understand these macro level cycles. You're not just looking at hourly, weekly, and daily. If you're day trading, that's good. If you're not, and you're just a holder, macro level charts is the way to go. So guys, today, the CFO of Twitter went on CNBC talking about they are looking into adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, also that they may be able to pay their employees in Bitcoin and also pay their vendors in Bitcoin. I'm going to play the clip here for you guys. Their CFO's name is Ned Siegel. So let me play the clip here so you can hear directly from him.
CFO question for you here.
All right,
which is we just watched. Well, we just watched Elon Musk take corporate treasury money effectively and invest it in Bitcoin. And given Jack Dorsey's interest in Bitcoin, I'm curious what your reaction to that was and how you think about that potentially for Twitter itself.
We watch closely what other companies do to see what we can learn from them. And when we think about our balance sheet, we think about matching how it's invested and the currencies in which it's invested relative to how we might pay people, whether it's paying somebody who's providing a service to us or paying employees. So we've done a lot of the upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, how we might pay a vendor if they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, and whether we need to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet should that happen. It's something we continue to study and look at. We want to be thoughtful about over time, but we haven't made any changes yet.
So guys, why is this significant and important? Well, we know the trend has started, right? It started with MicroStrategy. We saw Tesla's doing it. But remember, another company owned by Jack Dorsey, who of course is CEO of Twitter, Square, started putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet last year. And you guys recall the news, just here, this one from October, they put 4,709 Bitcoins on their balance sheet. So I think this is very likely. We know Jack is a Bitcoin bull. The guy has done so much for the crypto market. And even just recently, he donated $1 million as a gift to Coin Center. And this is to help the folks lobby and push for greater clarity in Washington D.C. and to help the market move forward. So they lobby to DC politicians and will try to get folks like Janet Yellen and these different folks to make sure they're not doing anything to hurt the crypto market. So Jack's on board, and I absolutely believe they will put, Twitter that is, will put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. It's just a matter of time. And you know they can't just do do it overnight. These things are going to happen over time. And I think we're going to see some other companies. I saw Max Kaiser talk about Oracle maybe next. And I think we're waiting to see if Amazon, Google, and Microsoft and Facebook and so forth will follow suit. I think they will. And here, Jim Cramer, the Mad Money man himself, doubled down saying, Bitcoin has to be part of the menu here, and that corporations have to look at this very thoughtfully here and diversify a bit. So let me play the clip for you guys.
Andrew did ask a fascinating question about companies that are looking to perhaps do something on their balance sheet after Elon Musk. So it's at 45,000. You'd have to be out of your mind, wouldn't you, Jim? I mean, I understand that you might want to transact with customers and things, but Katie Stockton said the support level has moved up to 30,000. How could you be a CFO or someone and decide to put Bitcoin on your balance sheet when it's at 45,000? It could be at 30,000 in a week.
I still think it has to be part of the menu. I think that you have to ask your treasurer, your CFO, how much business maybe we transact, as Ned said in a great interview, with Bitcoin. Remember, it's a property. You don't want to buy some cash and have to pay taxes on cash. People do it. Something, Joe, I saw a lot more craziness in when they were doing these muni put bonds for Treasury or option rolls for Treasury. I think you put it on the menu. If you use it, if your customers want to transact it, it's a good diversification. I think every individual should have some.
Yeah, being in the dollar has its own, I guess, downside too. Being totally in dollars or bonds or short-term instruments or junk.
Well, when somebody said to me, "Listen, you're going to put it in Van Gogh. You got to go buy Rothkos. Let's put some cash in Rothkos." I mean, that would be even better. But Barnett Newman, how many Barnett Newmans do you have? I mean, we have to consider this on the menu. Doesn't mean I thought Ned had a great answer. I think that was great.
45,000, 40. It just is. I don't know. I just think you'd be.
I think it has to be on the menu. It has to be debated.
All right.
So a couple things there. Cramer's trying to tell this guy, and man, I forgot his name at the top of my head, but I know he turned bullish on Bitcoin himself. But I think the high price is maybe making him a little bit uneasy. But what these guys, he may not be taking into consideration is the trajectory that, once again, Bitcoin is hard money. It's capped. They're not going to print more of it. They're not going to make more of it. And when you have this type of demand, $45,000 is not going to be anything if Bitcoin is going to $100,000 plus. And that's something he's actually missing there. And Cramer is like, hey, it has to be on the menu. You got to diversify. Sure, you can put some of your cash reserves in gold and whatever else, but you got to put Bitcoin there. And he actually mentioned there that everyone should do that, right? Because once you understand the amount of money that's being printed, it's going to dilute your savings, the purchasing power, the whatever money or cash you have in the savings account today, 2-3 years from now, is not going to be able to buy the same thing. I think we all get that, right? So very interesting conversations happening here, and I think we're going to see a lot of companies start to capitulate and put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, speaking of capitulation, my friends, MasterCard will let merchants accept payments in crypto this year. When it was the bear market, I started my channel in 2017 before the bull run heated up, and I went through the bear market with many of you, and I was talking about it for years. Credit card companies, stock exchanges, payment companies, institutions are all coming to the crypto market. Just sit back and watch it happen. And these things are coming to fruition now, guys. So the payments giant plans to support digital currency transactions directly on the network. And, like I mentioned with the Visa news the other day, this is going to be game theory playing out, right? No one wants to get left behind. There's going to be competition. And if one of them are doing it, like Visa, MasterCard's coming, American Express, Discover, and so on and so forth, and the same theory can be applied to banks, right? Bank of America is doing, JP Morgan, Citibank, and so on and so forth. So according to a source familiar with the matter, the functionality will see MasterCard customers' digital currency payments settled in crypto at participating merchants, at a first for the financial giant. The company, here it says, has not yet disclosed which digital currencies it intends to support or where. So we'll get those details. But the fact that we know it's coming, guys, that they're building the infrastructure, they're setting up shop, it's coming. The details shed new light on CEO Michael Maybach's Q4 pledge to integrate digital currency payments directly on our network in a move the new chief helming his first earnings call on January 28 said will provide maximal flexibility to customers and merchants alike. Very bullish, my friends. And like I said, just wait till we see what American Express is going to do, Discover, and then the banks don't want to get left behind. So game theory is going to play out here and a competition among these different respective companies. No one wants to get left behind. Everyone wants to get a slice of the pie and capture revenue and growth here with this emerging asset class. Now, guys, for years I've talked about the macroeconomic battle for the control of Bitcoin's hash rate. And here we got news that a mystery entity just set up 20,000 Bitcoin miners in Siberia. So Russia is at play here. And China, we know, has the majority of the mining pools there. But in the United States, and I have some news around that, there's big time mining shops being set up. The world's largest mining rig is being built, or farm, I should say, is being built in Texas, guys, being built by Whinstone. And there's hundreds of millions of dollars being invested in it. And you have Layer 1, Peter Thiel, and you have smaller mining companies popping up across the states where there is cheap energy. So a shipment of devices said to be worth up to $60 million was set up in the city of Bratish. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys, I'm butchering that. And set to mining Bitcoin. So let me give some more details here. In December, mining devices with a total capacity of 70 megawatts and valued at $40 to $60 million were imported and set immediately to mining Bitcoin. According to a Commerzant report Wednesday citing BitRiver, the owner of the largest mining venue in Russia. BitRiver CEO Igor Runets said the equipment was shipped from Asia to its own data center facility in the industrial city of Bratish. If I'm saying that right, sorry guys. But anyway, it's a city in Siberia and is now one of the largest operations in the nation. Runets did not disclose the names of the buyer or seller involved in the transaction or the type of equipment imported. So guys, it's happening. And for the people who still don't realize what is taking place here with Bitcoin, they're fools. Because the fact that the Russian government, the Chinese government, and even the United States government are allowing mining to be set up shows you they're not here to kill Bitcoin or ban it. They understand Bitcoin is the kind of the locomotive that is pulling the rest of the carts of the market to the digital economy for adoption of digital currencies, CBDCs. And this is all part of the move to a digital economy. So they're not going to kill Bitcoin. They need Bitcoin. That is why Brian Brooks went on TV saying, the former head of the OCC, no one is banning Bitcoin. The big players are here. You think they will let these millionaires and billionaires come and set up shop at Fidelity, back the parent company on New York Stock Exchange, all these big time funds like Guggenheim, Mass Mutual buy Bitcoin, and they're going to ban it? You got your head stuck in the sand if that's what you believe, or you believe in conspiracy theories. But here are the facts. Here's the reality of the situation. And if you want to get an idea of what is happening in the United States, well, Argo Blockchain plans a new Bitcoin mining facility in Texas. Oh, don't you say? Why isn't the government shutting it down? Because they're not going to ban Bitcoin or shut Bitcoin down. This is the new asset class. Argo said the new Texas facility will have access up to 800 megawatts of cheap renewable energy. Here are the details. London Stock Exchange listed Argo said Wednesday it has signed a non-binding letter of intent with New York-based DPN LLC to acquire 320 acres of land to build a 200 megawatt data center over the next 12 months. See what's happening here, my friends? Forget about what random people say on YouTube or Twitter. And I know I'm saying that and I'm a YouTuber, but I'm sharing the facts with you. I'm not making this up or pulling it out of my ass. I'm showing you what is being reported. There's a big time investments being made, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into Bitcoin mining in the United States, in Russia, in China, and other places around the world. So if there's any doubt if Bitcoin is here to stay and what's the plan moving forward, just look at the facts, right? The cost of the acquisition would be $17.5 million funded via the issuance of allotment to DPN of ordinary shares in Argo. It says here, once the agreement is in place, $5 million worth of new ordinary shares will be issued to DPN, followed by a further $12.5 million of shares in installments as contractual milestones are met. Here's a quote. "We are incredibly excited about this proposed acquisition," said Peter Wall, CEO of Argo Blockchain. "It gives Argo tremendous control over its mining operations, as well as significant capacity for expansion." And that's what they're doing, expanding, building. Big things are happening. The company will use a $100 million credit facility to construct the center and kit it out with miners. In choosing the Texas location, Argo has been able to secure access to some of the cheapest renewable energy worldwide, Wall said. Now, if you guys saw my interview with the mayor of Miami from just a week ago, I asked them about, hey, what incentives is Miami going to offer to Bitcoin miners? And he talked about that. Guys, I hope you see what's happening here. You don't follow maximalists and people who are lying and because they don't want you to focus on diversifying or looking at opportunities. They just want you to pump their bags. These are the facts that I'm pointing you to here. I'm not making this up, and there's significant amount of money being put into it. And I've been talking about this for years. So Bitcoin's here to stay. So is the rest of the crypto market. Other things are going to do well. You know, Bitcoin doesn't compete with Ethereum. They're different use cases, right? Likewise, Ethereum and Cardano compete with each other, but XRP doesn't compete with Ethereum, Cardano, and Bitcoin. They're different things. And some people, you know, due to cultism and maximalism, can't figure that out. Now, this is big. It shows competition is heating up. BlockFi's Bitcoin Trust takes aim at GBTC. So BlockFi, the lending platform, I use them to earn interest on my crypto. They've launched their own trust. And we know Grayscale's been getting all the record inflows. So it's just a matter of time for these other companies launch their own trust. And I think when an ETF comes along, we're going to see some crazy amount of money coming into the market. So the fund charges a 1.75% management fee and offers custody from Fidelity Digital Asset Services. So strong custodian there with a brand name, and I think a smart move on their part. And I love competition. Competition's healthy for the market, guys. So the fund has nearly $30 million in assets under management, according to its website. Roughly 6 to 12 months from now, the trust should be available on over-the-counter markets, making it tradable through brokerage accounts, Prince said. The companies joins Bitwise and Osprey funds in competing with Grayscale's dominance in the Bitcoin trust market. And of course, CoinDesk is owned by Grayscale. So something to note there, guys, I'll be interviewing one of the guys from Bitwise very soon. So I'm going to ask him about their respective trusts and their push for an ETF. But guys, this is great to see. This is what you want to see as a crypto investor. Competition, investments, expansions, mergers, acquisitions. And we are seeing just these traditional companies like credit card companies like MasterCard just getting in. And we're going to see companies add Bitcoin to their balance sheet. The mining is going to continue to take off worldwide. So guys, what do you think about this? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.